Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you how to use Orchestra to connect S3 data to Motherduck, and then we're going to render the data in hex. We're going to use DBT to do our transformations. But yeah, let's dive in with configuring Orchestra connection to Motherduck, and then we can show you our DBT project, and we'll end with a pipeline. So the first thing to do is go to integrations, click new connection, and then search for Motherduck. We have DuckDB coming in alpha soon, but for now we have Motherduck is ready to go. We'll call the connection name demo mydb. Here we need to enter the database name. If we go to Motherduck, we can see what the database name is by my attached databases. So in my case, it's my_db. Now to generate an access token, we navigate to the settings, access tokens, and click create. Let's go settings, access tokens, and we click create. Now you can see I created that token. I haven't shown it to you just to keep it private. Go back to Orchestra, paste in my token, and click add credentials. Now we've connected to Motherduck. We can now start creating our pipeline. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to load our data from S3 into Motherduck. So I'm going to create a new pipeline. This is going to be S3 Motherduck demo. I click add task, search for Motherduck, execute query. So this one is going to be loads S3 data. And now my query, I've actually already written this and I stored it in my repo. So I'm just going to navigate to my repo. So this is just a cursor window. And I'm just going to select all of the SQL here and paste that into my query tab. You can see we're reading CSV auto from S3. For this to work, I have to have already configured the S3 secret in Motherduck. And then we can select the new connection. And that's that, all done. The next step is to add our DBT transformations. So I'm going to do DBT core command. I already have this configuration set up, so I have the connection created for this Orchestra Blueprints repo and this Motherduck S3 DBT project, which is just a simple DBT project. So here I can do transforms data, DBT run, DBT build. And I'm going to use UV because I'm using uv.lock here. You can see pyproject.toml. Python 3.12, and then we're going to need some optional parameters. So firstly, my connection needs to be Orchestra Blueprints. And my project directory is dbt_projects mother.run3. Motherduck S3. My branch is just main, so I can leave that as the default. That's fine, and that's everything. Click next, and then finally I can configure it to refresh my connected hex dashboard, which is reading from Motherduck. So I put hex in here, and then I put my refresh project. Sorry, I'll just go get my project ID. Give me 2 seconds. Add the project ID here. Refresh project. Click next. I'm going to save the pipeline. I'm not going to set up any alerting right now. I'm just going to store it in Orchestra, but you could store it in GitHub and then it could live in the same repo as your DBT code. Next, confirm, and I'm just going to run the pipeline straight away. Of course, from the edit page, you can run each task individually as you test it and build it out yourself. But yeah. We click the view latest run and it'll take us straight back to the one that's running. We can see it's executing query. We can see it execute the query. It loaded 138 rows from S3 into Motherduck. And now we're running the transformation. And now I can see it successfully run the Motherduck, the transformations, and the hex. We can refresh this metadata here. And we should get our operations. So we can see exactly what's happening, some tests we wrote, etc., etc. And we can kind of trace back the flow of data. One final thing to say on the connection for DBT is if we go to this test, we can see all our logs as well for DBT, which is really nice. And then we can also see the full task. And if we click on the connection, so it opens in a new tab and we can see the Orchestra Blueprints connection we use, which is connected by GitHub to that repo with a personal access token, and then we can see in our profiles.yaml how we connected DBT to Motherduck. So we used the type DuckDB and then the path, and it's kind of encrypted that token for us, which is really nice. And that's it. That's how we've connected in about 5 minutes. Orchestra, Motherduck, DBT, and Hex all in one pipeline. And obviously, I can go back to my pipeline, I can edit it, and I can configure alerts, a schedule trigger, a webhook trigger, however I want to kind of configure that is now available to me.